Hi there, I'm the Pink Guardian and it is my mission to watch every single Doctor Who episode and give a review of it. Today I watched William Hartnell's 8th episode, which was called The Reign of Terror, and in this episode the Doctor and his companions find themselves in France, in the time where we had the revolution, and they got all mixed up with it, and we follow them sort of through a historical period. Now, there's not many things I liked about this episode, but the things I did like were, for example, at the very beginning when the Doctor was trying to get rid of Barbara and Ian said that they wanted to part on good terms and offered to take the Doctor for a drink, which I thought was very nice. But when they got into the forest, this little boy was found, and the fact that this little boy was able to push Ian over, I thought was hilarious. I loved the period clothing. They actually had the outfits of what people would have wore in France at the time of the revolution, which I thought was nice. And yes, it was great. The Doctor got hurt. He wandered off and got hit on the back of the head. I thought it was brilliant. It's what I've always been asking for. And then also, 2 people are shot. I thought, well, now that's a quick thing. Doctor's shot them now. But we find out the Doctor is caught in the house which they found. It was set on fire, and it was nice how the little boy who pushed Ian over at the start saved the Doctor, and I really liked the fact that the Doctor thanked him, and he was really gratitude for him saving his life. And we actually got to see the very first location filming when the Doctor was walking towards Paris. I thought that was great. And then when he sort of got caught by the tax collector and then he hit him over the back of the head with a spade, I thought was excellent. You got to actually see real guns being shot properly in this episode, which I thought was really, really nice. It gave a nice sort of thing for it. And then we got to see the Doctor dressed up in period clothing out, which I thought was really good. Now, with episode 4 and 5 of this 6-part episode, they don't exist, and the BBC managed to get animated. And I thought the animation for these 2 episodes was really good. I really liked it. But I like the fact that Maitre, the guy who was sort of in charge of the prison, what we thought, was actually the guy they were all looking for, James Sterling. I thought that was a quite good twist there. And when they were trying to find out the plot against the guy in charge, we got to see Barbara and Ian dress up in different clothing, and Barbara was a serving maid and Ian was a barman. I thought it was very funny. And at the very end, when we noticed it was Napoleon, I was like, oh my god, it's Napoleon. I really liked that as well. Now, the things I don't really like about this episode is, for example, at the start, the Doctor was really grumpy about getting rid of Ian and Barbara. I thought, from what we'd seen, they'd become friends, they got to know each other, and then all of a sudden I was thinking, well, why? Why is he being like this? And when they were in the house and the soldiers were around, and the one French man was making so much noise, you'd think that the guards were going to come storming in because they knew they were there, and I didn't like that either. The fact that in the second episode they were using a lot of pictures to show certain things, and I didn't like that because there was just too much of it. And the fact that they got sentenced to being cut from the guillotine so quickly, I just sort of wanted them to build up to that, and I just thought it was way too quick there. The one problem I have with the animations is they had too much eye close up, and I just thought that was way too much because they were sort of moving, and being animation, if it was a real filmed of people's eyes doing that, you could get the emotion from it, but I just felt it was too much with the animation. And by the end of the episode, it was sort of Barbara was getting against the people because she fell in love with the one guy that they had to kill, and she seemed to be choosing the different side, and I just didn't like that either. It just didn't feel right. So overall, this episode, being a historic episode, it was nice, but it wasn't, upbeat like the previous episodes that had action in it. So overall, I'm going to give this episode a 3 out of 5. Now, this was the last episode of the first season, and I will be giving an overview of each season at the end. So, William Hartnell's first season, it was slow to begin with, but we got some really good stories out of there, and I really liked the ones with the Key of the Mariners, the Aztecs. I thought were really good, and the Sensorites, I really liked that one, because we got to see a variety of different things. The first season we saw some historical ones, and we saw like in the future, and I thought we had a good mix about that. Yes, the past ones, they were a bit sort of slow, but they were interesting as well. So overall, his first series I thought went really well. So I look forward to seeing you on my next review, which will be the first episode of the second series. So I'll see you soon. Bye.